Adulthood for the ancient Chinese began with the adult introduction ceremony. For men, this happened at the age of 20, and for women, this happened at the time of engagement or at the age of 20 at the latest. For men, this was called the capping ceremony. Men would gather their hair in a coil or a bun and wear a cap. This normally happened in the month of February inside of a temple. For women, this was called the hairpinning ceremony. They would gather their hair in a knot and hold it in place with a pin. There were 5 stages of marriage in less than 5,000 years of time. The first stage was the primitive group. They lived in groups, they had open relationships with no fixed spouses, and were bound to no customs. The second stage was a contiguous marriage. This was the first taboo and banned offspring parent relationships, but still allowed same generation relationships such as brothers and sisters. The third stage was exiguous marriage, and this was the second taboo. This banned brother and sister relationships, also called same blood relationships, but it was very common for all the brothers of one family to marry the woman of another, and vice versa. The fourth stage was the authentic marriage stage, also called the paired marriage stage. They had very unstable marriages and had open relationships with the tolerance of their spouses. The last stage was the monogamy marriage stage. This was based on the ownership of property, and the husbands owned everything, including their wife and their children. The only task for the wife was to bear children. Family was a very important aspect of the ancient Chinese life. Adults would typically live with their whole family, including their grandparents, their parents, their aunts, their uncles, and even their cousins. Parents would carry their children everywhere they went, and when parents had to go work in the fields, they would leave their children with their grandparents or older aunts and uncles. Men typically lived with their family their whole lives in the same home, but women moved out of their house with their family and into their husband's house when they got married. The wife had to do whatever the mother-in-law told her to do.